Okay. What are the topics that we have covered yesterday?
We have seen about form elements and multimedia elements. In the multimedia, we have seen about the audio, video source, and the iframe, how to embed an HTML document within another HTML page. And in the form elements, we have seen about the how to um, um, how to create a form.
Okay. What are the input types we have?
Date, number, email, password, then
What about others? What are the input types we have seen yesterday?
then
Text, radio
this
button, checkbox.
Radio button.
Okay. Then
URL.
Date.
without the JavaScript,
Email.
you want to make some validation means by using HTML, how we can able to add the validation?
we need to use pattern for validation.
Okay. Then if it is empty field, if the user trying to submit a form, a pop-up message will have to come. For that, some like a condition you are saying. Okay, so for mobile number, if you are giving a pattern workers, the mobile number has to start from 7 or 6 or 8 or 9, and the length it has to be 10 digits. Okay, for like that purpose, you are giving us some validation list. In that case, we can use a pattern work. Without any pattern work, if it is empty field, for example, you can take a naming field. So in a naming field, we cannot able to give any pattern work there. So, but in a naming field, how we can able to use a validation there by using an HTML.
Required. Required you can use.
Yes. Okay. And then what are the topics that we have covered yesterday? Forms and multimedia and
div, class, ID.
what is division?
Division, it just groups different elements together.
Okay. In a division, how many types we have?
Two types.
What are the types and what is the difference?
Types, class and ID. We can use multiple, we can create multiple classes, but ID we can create unique only.
No. So how we are making a div tag? Okay, so the div tag means it's like a grouping the tag together. The same like we are having a advanced HTML tags like a header tag and nav tag, section tag, articles tag, Okay, so like a footer tag. Okay, directly you can call the tags also. So this tags also it's like a grouping the tag together one day. Okay, so the difference between div tag and this tag means there is a no difference between there. For the user reference for we can able to use the header tag and footer tag all. Okay, see here, here itself they are creating a before that. Okay, so in a header section. You can able to see in some other website in the top you are having some header section. Header section they will given us some company logo there. Okay, and then they given a home, about, service, contract, and login or registration. So like that the header section will be there. Okay, same thing only here also we are going to create, but without the CSS we are going to make some structure only here. Okay, so for that you can able to call the div tag, and inside the div tag also you can call the anchor tag like this. We are having a 1, 2, 3. Like this also you can call it, or you want to call the edit tab also we are having a notion. Inside edit tab also you can call like this. Okay, so both the tabs it's like a grouping the tab together. Okay. So if you are making see here also we are going to make some parent div. Inside a parent div only we are going to pass some other home content here. And here also we are going to make a parent div, and inside we are going to pass some about section here. Okay, so if any in a real time projects or you're going to run a project at the 3 or 4 months. Okay, after the month, some other employees they will come and handle your project. Okay, in that case, if you are using a div means they cannot able to understand, but by using a command line they can able to understand. So instead of div, you can directly call the header tag and footer tag and content and asset means they can able to easily understand that it is a header tag and that it is a footer tag. Okay, so for the developer references only, we have in the advanced tags also. Okay, so you can use this tag or you can use a div tag also. Both it's like a grouping a tag together only. And for home, you can use some image. This is the front. Click all the footer. What is the anchor link? Here we are. Okay. See, if the user want to see the contact page, okay, so they want to scroll the page at the end of the section, okay, and the end of the section only they can able to see the contact page there. Okay, again, if the user want to see the about page, they have to scroll the page, okay, and then only they can able to see the about section here. Okay, so without scrolling, if we have clicked the anchor link itself, it has to redirecting to the particular section. Okay, for that, inside each section, we are creating a parent div, right? So here also we are creating a parent div. Okay, inside a parent div, just call the ID and create a ID name. This is the home, right? So create a home. Same thing for a year also. So now inside an anchor link, okay, inside an href, just call the for ID means which symbol we have to use. For ID means which
symbol ash.
just call the as and just call the ID name here. See, if I click, the ID name is highlighting here. You can able to see. Here itself, if I click, it will be directing me to this particular section. And to call the above. Footer and all, we are not supposed to write in a nav section. Okay. Now, if I click contact, automatically it will move on to the contact page. Okay. Again, if I click above, it will move on to the above page. Okay, here also, after coming to the CSS, you have to do the projects, right? Here also, you can able to make like a back icon. Back icon means here you can able to see the tabs also be having a back icon. So here you can use the back icon. If I click the back icon, same how we are calling an ID. So if I click the back icon, automatically it will move on to the home section. Okay. This is also one way, or you can create a external HTML page and then you can call the if suppose you're creating a contact HTML in separate page, you have to call the file inside the anchor link. That also we having another option. So here we are creating a contact here itself. Instead of this, we will create a separate page. Okay. So by using the ID also, you can able to make a redirecting to the separate section inside a same HTML file itself. Any doubt in this? So after coming to the CSS section, okay, so in a real project thing, or first thing you have to create a header section. Okay, in header section, In the left side, you have to make some company logo. Okay, and in the right side, you have to specify like this content table. And for the each section, you want to make a different style. Okay, after coming to the CSS, I will tell how to make the style and how to call the logos here. So here you having any doubts?
Ma'am, you created a ID, no, ma'am? ID for each file. How you called in same page? Same page, ma'am?
Here, this is created on the same page only. See, the home also is created in the same page. Only this only we are calling a separate file. This is coming from the separate file. Okay, instead of calling this, here also you are having a contact page here. Inside the same HTML page only, we are creating a separate section. And each section, we are making a common parent div there. Okay, and in a parent div, we are just using an ID and we are calling an ID inside an anchor link. That's all. This is the same HTML page. So the above home also is coming in this section. About also is coming in the same HTML section. Contact also we are created in the same page only. Footer also is coming in the same HTML one. Inside the HTML, okay, in a real-time project solve, we are going to create a many styles there. Okay, so if the user want to scroll the page and if they want to see the contact formats, if they scroll the page only, they can able to see the contact form. Without the scrolling, directly want to directly want to move on to the contact page directly. In that case, you can call the ID here. If I click the contact, it's redirecting to the contact page. But this contact page also is coming in the same HTML only. Okay, any doubt in this? Can able to understand how the ID is working here and how we can click the anchor link, how it's redirecting to the particular section.
No, ma'am.
What about others? Anyone can explain what are the things that we are doing here? How if I click home page, how it's redirecting to the particular section? Who is going to explain? See, here also they created a anchor link first. Okay. So this is the introduction page and this is the subjects page, learning media. Okay. And then finally they created a contact page here. Okay, so directly if you want to move on to the contact page, means if you click the contact us here, it will move on to the contact page. Okay, because here, where is the contact? See, this is a parent div. Inside a parent div, they are calling an ID and this they created a ID name as a contact. Okay, and inside anchor link, so this is the anchor link. Okay, here they are using a href and inside a href by using a # symbol, they are calling a contact here. So by using a # symbol, if you're calling a contact means automatically it will move on to the contact page. Okay, instead of using a div, you can able to use a main tag, header tag. Okay, and then you can able to call the footer tags also. These are the advanced tags we have in HTML. Okay, for example, here I'm using a ID name as an introduction. Okay. So if I call a same introduction name in this case means what will happen? Here we are using the ID name as introduction. Okay, and then here we are calling an introduction here. So if I click this link, automatically it will be redirecting to this page. Why? Because here we are creating an ID and this ID name is calling here. Okay, so this is a parent of the introduction section, and in the parent section we are just using an ID and just we are creating an introduction here. In case in a subject also, if I using an introduction here, means what will happen?
It won't accept.
Why?
The ID name
IDs
should
are
be
we need to
unique.
create unique, right?
Yes. Okay, so for this purpose only we are saying ID has to be unique. Okay, sometimes if you're creating a two places introduction and if you're making a style for like a background color or text color means in a styling thing it will support. But when it's come to like this functionality means it will not accept it. Okay, so for in this case only we are using an ID as a unique name and class as a same name also you can able to use. Okay. HTML itself we are having a center tag like this. Center tag means here itself you can able to call the center tag like this it will come. Okay, we are not supposed to use like the center tag and borders at all. Okay, and after coming to the CSS, we can able to make a center border on many styles of border also. But now we are learning an HTML only. For that purpose only we are using this border. Okay, after coming to the CSS section, we are not supposed to use like this border only. Okay, why? Because see here itself it will showing like a red color. Why? Because sometimes if you are using like this border in a many times, your browser cannot able to understand. Okay, so if you are using like this border means another section also it will affect it. For that case only you are not supposed to use like this center tab and you are not supposed to use the border also. Okay, with the light you can able to use like this. Okay, so these are the unwanted tags in HTML. Okay, so your HTML structure is over. Now we are going to add some styling to this. Okay. What is CSS?
Cascading style sheets.
Why we are using a CSS?
To style the web pages.
Okay. Okay. Till now we are only the structure only. Okay. See here itself in output you can able to see we are just creating the structure of the web page, but we didn't add any styling to this purpose. Okay. For that we have to add a CSS to the web page here. Okay. So for styling, for structure, we have to use HTML. For styling, we have to use a CSS here. Okay, in a CSS, we have a three types. Okay, we can able to use in a three ways of style in a HTML itself. The one is inline, and another one is external, and another one is internal. Okay, inline means inside a style itself. We can see here. You can use this one itself. Inline. External. Okay, so these are the styles type. Okay, so the inline means here inside a div section. So this is a parent div, right? So inside here itself, just call the style and make some background color. See? Okay, so inside a tag itself, if you're calling a style and making some other style, means that is said to be inline style. Okay, so the internal style means here, see, in between the heading tag and body tag, we have to call the style tag here. Okay, and inside a style tag, instead of this, you can use here. Okay, so here now we are in a H3 tag. Okay. Directly call the H3 and make a background color as a red. Now see, this is called a internal tag. Okay, so inside inline tag itself, if you're calling a style and making some styling thing, that is said to be inline. In between heading tag and body tag, if you're calling it style tag, and inside a style tag, if you're calling the tag name and making a style list, that is said to be internal tag, internal style. Okay, so external means we have to create a separate style here, and you have to link the style to the particular HTML. Okay, here itself we can create a separate folder for CSS. Index.css. If you are using a .html means it will consider as an HTML tag. If you are using a .css means it will take the styling purpose here. Okay. Inside a division, we are having a what is the style? Now see, we have created a separate CSS file. Okay, so the linking purpose all we have to call inside and header tag only. So inside a header tag, just call the name. Okay, you have to call the order here, and inside you have to call, specify the style sheet. And here you having the extra, right? Here only you have to call the CSS file. So we are having a inside a folder only we are having a CSS file. So we have to call both the folder as well as we have to call the file. See? Okay, so these are the key types of styles that we can able to use. Okay. So the one is inline and another one is internal and another one is external. Okay, see here if I'm making any wrong I'm creating any wrong path means see the style will not support. Okay, so here you have to call the exact name what your name is created here. Okay, so these are the ways of style that we can able to use. So now see, here we are having a section, okay, and here we are having ID. Okay. So the whole section I want to make background color blue color means okay. Just for the you can use a internal style. Okay, here we are creating a class name, right? So for that you have to use a dot and call the name. And inside here, just use a background color as a blue. Okay. So first you have to know what are the way that we can able to we can able to use the colors. Okay. So see here we are creating a section here and here also we are creating a section. So I am calling a blue color and see the blue color is taking to the first section as well as in the second section also. Okay. So here I am creating I think here also it's taking. Here we have to write something, then only it will take. See, here also we are having a section. Okay, so just we are calling a dot section and making a back. So it's taking this section as well as this section. Any doubt? Okay, and then it's taking this section also. So now see we are creating an ID here. Okay, so we can use a ID 1 and here we can use a section ID. Now just call the ID name here. For ID we have to use a hash symbol. background color. Okay, so if you're calling an ID means you have to call the add symbol here. Again, see here we are having a ID2 also. Okay, so this is also ID only. Just call the add symbol. See, it's coming. Okay, now see inside this section. Okay, inside the section we are having a H3 tag, H2 tag, and H4 tag. So for the particular H2 tag, you want to change some style means. Okay, directly you can call the H2 tag and make a background color as a so if you're calling an H2 tag, okay, here also we having an H2 tag. Okay, in this section also we having an H2 tag. And here also we having an H2 tag. So if you are directly calling an H2 tag and making some background color means it will take this section as well as it will take this section also. Okay, so for that, inside this class name only we having an H2 tag, right? So here itself we can call the class name. What is the class name? Section. Inside a section we having a H2 tag. Okay, for that H2 tag I'm making a background color as a. You can change the color. See. Here also we having okay. Here also we are creating a class name only. For that, here create a ID. No need a extra travel. I think without this it's supporting. Yes, it's taking. Okay, like this also you can able to make the color. Okay. Now we are going to tell how to make a wait. This is a parent div, and inside we are going to pass a now see overall I want one color. Okay, and inside each child section I want some background color, and inside a heading tab I want a different color. Okay, so the overall it has to be one common color, and inside each section I want one color, and inside each section we having H1 tag, right? So for each H1 tag I want a different background color. So how to create and how to call the styles here? So you can use the internal style itself. By using internal style, what are the ways that we can able to use? First, we have to make some common parent background color. For that, which one we have to use, ID or class, and where we have to create the ID or class.
In parent div, we can create one class to make all one color.
Parent data. Okay. And how to call the parent class into the style?
Dot parent.
Using
We
dot.
have to use the curly braces. Using dot parent, you on the within the curly braces,
Which color
we have
you
to
want?
use the background color attribute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then parent background
Then
color
for
of
the
robot.
child class, we need to create the class inside the child in this div class is equal to child we need to create. Yeah, here. So again, inside the style attribute, we need to do the same what we have done for the parent data for the below 3 child classes, child 1, child 2, child 3.
Wait, first we can complete this. This is the child. Now, inside each child 1, child 2, child 3, we are having a H1 tab. For that H1 tab also, we want to make some background color. So we are having a two options to call the background color. What are the options we have?
You can use inline for each H1. Otherwise, you can call in that internal thing, internal
Okay,
style
internal
H1.
without the inline, without the inline, in the internal itself, we are having the two options. So if you want to make some background color for the particular H1, you see the H1 is there in a second, first child, second child, and third child also. But we want to make a different background color. So how to call? If I call a H1 and making a background color means it will appearing to all the sections. What are the ways that we have? So if I call a H1 and making a background color, it's taking for the whole section. But we want a different background color. Instead of H1, we can make a tag.
Ma'am, can we like dot h1 dot child one like that can be called?
So you can tell dot.
Dot h1.
How the dot h1 will come? If you are using a dot, means you have to call the class name only. So dot h1 means you have to specify any class name as the h1 here. But here we are writing a class name as child1, child2, child3, and the parent class name as the parent data. But here we are creating a same h1 tag, but we are going to pass a different colors for this. You can think and tell.
That
So one
tag
option,
name dot and we can call by
We
class
can
name.
we can use the
h1 dot
okay, this one.
dot.
How the dot will come?
ma'am.
uh,
I think dot dot child1, and then we need to use h1. Inside the curly braces, we need to use background color. I think so. Then we need to use h1 attribute. Yeah, inside these curly braces, we need to use background color.
Okay. This is a one way. Okay. To see the color, then you should padding. I will tell you what is padding about. Okay. Now see, so for the particular first section, the child one is taking. Okay, so we have another way also. What is the next option we have? Instead of calling a class name and inside a class name, you're calling a child h1, right? So without calling a class name, directly if you're using h1 also, we are having one option. See, inside an h1 also, you can create an ID name here. Okay, so this is also we having one more option. Directly call the as. This also will work. Okay. Again, here in a child 2, we having an h1, right? So you can call the class name. Class name is you have to call the dot class name, and inside a class name we are having a h2 tag. For that h2 tag, we are going to make a background color as a yellow. Why it's not coming? Here we are using h1 tag, right? See, and for this we want to create a class name also. Here also you can create a class name. Create a get data. Inside a one class name also you can create another class name, and here directly call the class name and make the background color as well. This also will come. Okay. Inside each, see in here you're creating a class name. Means here also again you can create a ID name also. Okay. So for example, you want to make a common background color for this section, and the second section also you want to make some common background color. Means in that case you can create a class here. Okay, for font style or text color, some animation there for border things at all, you want to make a unique style to first section and second section with. In that case, here itself you can create an ID. Okay, in that ID name, here you can call and make what are the unique colors you want. Okay, for common style, you can call the parent class name here, and in the second section also, you can call the same parent class name also. Therefore, you want to make some different style to the first section and different style to the second section. In that case, inside the same line itself, you can create an ID also there. That also it will work. Okay, so these are the ways that you can able to call the class by using the 3 ways of style. The one is internal, inline, and external. Okay. Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
What about others?
Ma'am?
Yes.
I have one doubt. Can we change the background color within the H1 tag using the style attribute without calling the class?
Without calling the class,
Yeah, in this,
you want to.
yeah, here inside the H1 tag, can we use style attribute and then background color for yeah. Here.
Without an ID, here itself you can call the style name. This is you are asking, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This also it will work. This is the inline style. This also it will work. But in our real-time projects, mostly we are not supposed to use an inline style. Okay, so in a real-time project, they will create a separate CSS style. In this CSS style only, you can able to add what are the styles you want. Okay, we are not supposed to use the internal, and we are not supposed to use the inline also. For it's a very you want to make some unique color in like that, you can able to create like this. But in a real-time project, they will create a separate CSS file only. Okay, and then you have to link the CSS file. In HTML file, you have to make only the structure only. Okay, so the adding styling purpose all, you have to create a separate style, and here you can able to add what are the styling. Okay, so this is the starting thing. You have to know how to call the styles and what are the way that we can able to use a style by using an ID and class. Okay, first we have to know how to call the ID and how to call the class. And here we have the 3 types of styles. Okay, so by using inline also you can try, by using internal and external also you can try how it's working. Others you can able to understand.
Yes, ma'am.
For anchor link also you can directly call the A tag here. Okay, or you can create a class name or ID name also. Where suppose here we are creating anchor link. Here you are having, right. So directly you can call the A tag and make the background color as a, that also it will work. Okay. Suppose here we are having anchor link and here also we are having an anchor link. Means inside an anchor link also you can create an ID and make a section 1. Okay, and call the section 1 here. That also it will go. See, only for this particular anchor link only the background color it will support. Okay, here it's not coming. That also you having one more option, or you can call the child one. Inside a child one, we having an anchor link, right? So that also it will work. Okay, instead of creating an ID separate ID, here you're already creating the child one. Inside a child one only, we having an anchor link. For that anchor link only, you're going to make a background color, means that also it will work. See? Okay, so this is also we having one more option. Grouping selectors means you can call the H1 tag, paragraph tag, and you can call the class name, ID name also. You can make some common color to this. Okay, so that also it will take the common, instead of creating a separate class name for each div section. Okay, directly you can call the H1 tag, paragraph tag, or what are the tags you want. Commonly, you can make a grouping the tag together to make a style also. Okay, so that also it will work. So these are the simple styles. Okay. Here you can see our output. Okay, so here in a border section, okay, we didn't make any spacing it. Okay, so we didn't make any styling. We are using only a background color, and this is the padding. Okay, padding all I will tell what is this. Okay, but in outer section, we didn't make any spacing here, but your browser itself is giving like a default some spacing in between all the sides. Okay, so to avoid the spacing, okay, inside a style itself, just use a asterisk and make a margin 0. See, if you are using the like this means automatically outer spacing it will reduce. Okay, and here see in HTML we are having a common body tag, right? Okay, so in some website you can able to see, for example, you can take like a movie website all. So in a movie website all, in a background color it's fully like a black only. Okay, and inside the content only they will given like some other colors. So for that purpose all, just for the body tab here, so inside the style itself, just for the body tab and make the background color as a black. Now see the whole section. Okay, here if you are writing any other content also, all the content automatically the background color it will taken as a black one. Okay, so this is also we having on another option. So not only in a background color, for like a font family, okay, font style, or some border style, so some animation thing you want to make in a common for all the text miss. If you're calling a body tag and making a font family as a, like any Google fonts miss, it will appear into all the text style also. Okay, it's like a unique style for all the tags. So like this also you can able to use. Okay, see, so these are the tabs and these are the way that we can able to use the tabs here. Tomorrow we can see how we can able to use the colors and what are the styles we have. Okay, just create a CSS separate CSS. Okay, by using an inline and internal and external, just try what are the styles that we can able to use by using an ID and by using a class also you can try whether it is working correctly or not. Okay. So any doubt in this? Can you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So your HTML project is you have to recreate the same video reference only. Okay. So see the video and try to recreate the same thing. Whose project that?
But we can use. It's mine, I think
Yes.
so. Yeah. Again, I have changed some. Again, I have created some changes using that video. Shall I share my screen whether it is correct or not? I don't know what I need to
You can
change.
share the video in our WhatsApp group itself. Okay. You have to recreate the same thing. If the width is not supporting also, inside a main tab you can call the width and height equals to 4. Okay, but in a video it's taking the whole screen width, right? But you are sending the video, the width is not supporting. So in that case, inside a tab itself, by using HTML, we are having an option to call the width and height, right? So you can use the width and height to reduce the width and increase the width and height also.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, do we need to use the same topic for the project, or we can use any other topic?
It's up to you. You can able to use any topics, any images, any content. But the outer layer, it has to be recreate the same thing only.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. You can see in your group itself, your friends sharing your projects, right? I think two students, they are doing correct way. So you can see the projects and do.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys. Then we can wind up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.